he responded and put a little pressure on the front office when it was clear they were going in the direction of Luka. And we do know LeBron is 41. You only have so much time left. So the Lakers were like, all right, you're gonna value Luka over me. You're not gonna build the team. Uh, Screw it. We might get traded. That's pretty much how the conversation went. So now there's teams actively reaching out to the Lakers. The teams are Cavs, Mavs, Warriors, and Clippers. GMLB family, welcome back to another episode of Good Morning Let's Basketball. I'm your host, Mike Miles, aka Six Figure Mike. Also, on my right, that's Big Macedonia and GMLB's chief of security. That's main event Kev. Kev, what's up?
Not a whole lot, brother. That's it. I don't like how you were looking at me right there. More was expected. I
There we
apologize.
go, bringing the energy. Also on my right, the self-proclaimed podcast Equilibrium and viral Dunkin' barista who just changed his background to LeBron James's kitchen. That's Daniel. Daniel, what's up?
What's up? Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say that I was in LeBron's kitchen, but he took care of that for me. So
Yeah, the editors are gonna have a word with you after the show for that. Above me, the founder and brains of the operation. That's Slick Vic. Victor, what's up?
What's up, man? I got a fact for you guys. Who do you guys think
Okay.
is the leader in the summer league points this season?
This is gonna have to be a multiple choice question, bro. I can't
Uh,
believe you thought I was gonna come with a name for you.
Johnny
Could it be
Furphy.
Coop? Could it be Cooper Flag?
Daniel, you got a guess?
Ronnie James.
Name name one rookie besides Cooper Flag.
It's actually not a rookie, but I'll just go ahead and say it's Kyle Filipowski.
Mm,
Wow. Interesting. Daniel, name one rookie besides Cooper Flag.
Cooper Flag.
There we go. All right. GMLB family, we got a lot planned for today. We're going to start off talking about the potential of Damian Lillard signing to the Celtics. Apparently, there's been some rumors about Jayson Tatum trying to recruit D. Lillard as they both rehab Achilles injuries. After that, we're going to talk about Devin Booker's record breaking extension in Phoenix and whether or not it was actually worth it for him to stay. After that, who would have thought LeBron trade rumors are on the docket? Cavs, Mavs, Warriors, and Clippers are all interested in LeBron James. And we'll kind of break down that whole debacle that's going on in LA. Finally, the big men out of the East, Daniel, will be hosting NBA Odd Man Out. That's right. We have interactive segments back on the show now that the playoffs are over. So you'll catch us playing some games live. Feel free to play along at home. But let's start out with this. My first question to you guys as we open up on the Celtics here. What what do you guys think Jaylen Brown thinks of all this that's happening right now?
We're about to see him do his best MPJ impression. They're gonna be like twins in Brooklyn and Boston. What do I think he thinks? I almost like Damian Lillard on the Celtics more when Tatum is not there than when he is there. Because let's say Damian Lillard does get there. They now have Lillard, Simons, Brown, and Tatum. I don't know if there's enough basketballs for that team. You only play with one between 10 people. So ideally, if they had Lillard like this season while Tatum's out, I guess I could see the sense. But like he's out too, rehabbing an Achilles, and he's pretty old. And just looking back at the Celtics team that won the finals, I just don't really think he fits.
As far as what Jaylen Brown thinks, I think he probably thinks that the next couple of years might be his. How long is his contract for the Celtics? Actually, I feel like he might think this might be it for him on the Celtics. He might, after his contract's over, test free agency because I don't know how much longer he can be left in Boston. Were you gonna say
I
something,
think he's
Kevin?
got his whole career there. His whole career could be there.
I
I
don't
don't
see
see why
him.
not.
I don't see him as a lifer for the Celtics for some reason.
I don't know. I think he has like 4 more years on his contract, 3, 4 more years. So he's gonna be there till like, let's say like 30-ish, 31 years old. I don't know. Like I could see him being there. He just got paid like crazy not too long ago. Like he has a reign Finals MVP. He has a lot of accolades, and like they're gonna be contenders for a while, assuming like health between Tatum and just whatever trades they make in the future. I could see him being a lifer, but I could see him leaving more than Tatum though.
Do the Celtics retire his jersey, you think? There's a lot of numbers up there, fellas. There's only so many numbers that could go around over in Massachusetts. What do you think?
I feel like to get your jersey retired by the Lakers or Celtics now, you have to win like a couple of rings. Unless you're like LeBron, that makes sense. But they could, and I wouldn't be mad. Surely, if they retire his, then 1 through 10's got to be taken, right? Retired. Nobody can wear those.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's actually a good question. I wonder. I I don't know. That's actually something to look at, like what the actual numbers that are retired are, because that seven is kind of an interesting number for someone to pick. I know KD had it for a little bit, but
Okay, so 1 through 10, the numbers that are available are 7 through 9.
Shout out JoJo White at number 10. I'm
Then
JoJo
unfamiliar.
White.
I am
Yeah, I don't
unfamiliar
know,
with
dude.
JoJo White. Am I like canceled now? Or am I going to get cursed by an old head? I have no
I
idea who that is.
I don't either, bro. And I'm a fan, so I'm either a casual or just ignorant. One of them. But yeah, Daniel, you've been quiet. What do you think?
I mean, y'all know Jaylen Brown is my favorite Celtic, so of course I'm gonna say that I think when you're getting Damian Lillard, no matter what, it's a good situation. But like you said, Miles, he's already having to share the ball with so many great players on the Celtics, and I think adding one more is probably a little frustrating maybe for Jaylen Brown too, because they still have, that gap um in the front court. So like I would think that Jaylen Brown would want the Celtics to go in a different direction than this, but I think he's gonna be, he's still gonna ball out, do his thing.
Does Jaylen Brown truly even want to prove that he can be a number one option or want his own team? Or are people just like making that up and just stirring up combos? So I feel like he's like no one's ever like has like proof of this, you know?
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because I don't really think it's true. And I have like said before, like I think it's a good opportunity for him. But when you ask, does he really care? He kind of strikes me just seeing from the post game interviews and his demeanor and following a lot of Celtics outlets, they all kind of say the same thing that he's just a nonchalant with it. It's like he just sees it as kind of a challenge. So I don't think he actually cares. If you ask my opinion. So I think he just is like, all right, like kind of go with the flow type of guy on that.
I would agree too. Like, even though I've said like, things like, oh, Jaylen Brown is the best Celtic on in Boston and stuff. He's never been vocal about being better than Tatum or anything like that. And a lot of people don't really say it. It's just something that I feel like some people like to hate Tatum. Not in my case, I like Tatum, but some people I think that's a big thing.
I just wonder how long he's going to want to stick around on because they're going to have to do a little bit of rebuilding and going from that championship team to where they are now, it's a huge difference. And I don't know if he would want to stick around for that. I mean, he's getting older. He's going to want to try to win more championships and build his legacy. So that's the only reason why I could see him leaving.
Saw a post that said like one word to describe like every team's like free agency so far. And it said for Celtics, it was bummer. considering like the trades that they made and like if they do want to go get Damian Lillard, sure, but they already got Simons. I felt like instead of Damian Lillard, they could have pursued like a big instead, maybe
Yeah.
making a push for like Miles Turner or DeAndre Ayton. Me personally, I wouldn't make a push for DeAndre Ayton, but I don't really know what they have at the center position right now, whether Big Al's coming back or not. But I feel like, well, maybe next season they could target a big, which is I feel like once Tatum is fully going to be healthy, it'd probably make more sense then. But that was a little strange.
I really don't think the Celtics need to rebuild that much. I really think they just need to like I mean, we know the 2027 off season is going to be one of the most rigorous off seasons with just the talent that's in the pool. And a lot of teams, including like the Lakers, which we'll talk about later, are actually prepping for that season over this season. So they're like delaying their big Luca push for another season, which we talked about in a previous episode if you're interested. But I don't think like the Celtics are that far. I mean, they're not going to do anything this season, so it's not worth paying anyone for this season without Tatum. They got big names off the books. So now when that offseason comes, they're completely prepped to sign said players. I really just like I mean, they still retain Pritchard, they still have Hauser, still have Brown and Tatum obviously, still have Derek White. Like their core is still there. All they really need is just a big and like maybe a guard, like a pass first guard or something, but uh I really don't think it's going to take that much for them to like be good. I really think it takes one off season and they're back to contender.
Yeah. I mean, feel like, yeah, you pretty much said it with what they need. A big for sure, considering I'm not really quite sure who the bigs are for that team. But
I believe last time I checked the roster, okay. If someone wants to pull up the Celtics roster and correct me, please do. Neemias Queta, Al Horford, and Luka Garza are our current big rotation. So yeah, it's trouble over in the big man department. But it like these aren't expensive players. This could be easily fixed by just signing a big for next season.
I I will say on the spin of like how does Jaylen Brown feel about all of this? Um, I mean, do you guys is it like the Celtics opinion that they're not going to do anything this season? Because I mean, going out and not getting a big, I feel like is a big kind of message to Jaylen Brown saying we don't really have a lot of faith that you can lead this team like to the end goal, even though they still are retaining their core.
Well, who are they going to get?
That's true.
Like they're not going to trade any of their core pieces. They're just going to and there's not really any free agents. The big free agents were Miles Turner and Ayton. And Ayton wasn't even an agent. I'm pretty sure he got bought out. So it's like there's only so many options this offseason for bigs. So um yeah.
I'm not even quite sure who like what the 2027 free agency looks like. I'll double check on that. But yeah, I mean, I've been pretty vocal ever since the Celtics got eliminated in the playoffs that I'm almost positive they're still going to make the playoffs next year. Like I'm very, very sure it'll happen, especially like the East is pretty banged up going into next year, and it's really anybody's conference at this point. Like they're definitely not out of it. I don't think they can get it done without Tatum, but like they'll make the playoffs for sure.
Yeah. Just to answer your question, Kevin, for 2027 free agents, um, I'm waiting for my whole page to load. I may be lagging. Okay, I'm good. Sorry about that. Just to name a few, Stephen Curry, Giannis, Anthony Davis, Jimmy Butler, Jokic, Cat, Paul George, Bradley Beal, Donovan Mitchell, Kawhi, Zach LaVine, Luka Doncic, Trae Young, Brandon Ingram, Kyrie Irving, Rudy Gobert, Michael Porter Jr., Jalen Green, Drew Holiday. It just keeps going. Julius Randle, Jeremy Grant, Jordan Poole, Tyler Hero, Isaiah Hartenstein, DeJounte Murray. There's a there's a lot of names on here. We'll say that. A lot of a lot of work to be done in that offseason. That might be the craziest offseason we've ever seen,
Is
truthfully.
is that all right? When you say 2027, are you saying like next season or are you talking about like in 2 seasons? Like, are you saying
I'm
the
talking
26
about
27 season or are you talking about 27 28?
the 26-27.
Okay.
Or yeah. Yeah, because this is 25, 26, 26, 27. So the off season will be 2027. Yeah, 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's a loaded class. Um, One thing I did want to like touch on about like the whole Damian Lillard thing is so like this season he's most likely not going to be coming back. Same with Tatum. Today is actually Damian Lillard's birthday. So happy birthday, Damian Lillard. He turned 35. So following the next season, he'll be 36 coming up.
Damn.
So when he comes back from his Achilles injury, he'll be 36. So you're gonna have a guy coming off an Achilles injury at 36 years old, and then you're gonna have Tatum coming off a Achilles injury. I just wonder how that team is going to be and how they actually recover from the Achilles injuries, because that's one of the toughest injuries you can come back from, and to have two guys on the roster coming back from the same injury.
I think you guys are putting too much stock in Damian Lillard. Damian Lillard's
I'm
not
not.
going to be Damian Lillard no matter
I
what.
But
I,
This
I
is just
definitely
a
didn't think
I think
so.
Victor's trying to say he might like be lower than that expectation.
Yeah,
Like
that's
he
what I
might
was
be
trying
even
to
worse
say.
than what we expect.
I was just
yeah, I
saying
mean,
like if this was a healthy Damian Lillard, I think there might be a better chance, but just him coming off an Achilles injury at 36 years old when the Celtics would be able to like really have him, I just don't really see a point of signing him.
so my thing is Anthony Simons isn't going to stay on the roster. I think he's either going to get traded at the deadline or we'll move him next free agency. Like Anthony Simons is not a long-term option, so I would not get used to him being in Boston. This is kind of a one season thing for us, just so we can have money to move next offseason. As far as I know, I don't know the future. That's what I'm assuming they're doing. So if they are doing that, Damian Lillard, even if he's hurt, is a better fourth option than what we have now. That's kind of what I'm saying here. We have Brown, Tatum, Derek White as three options ahead of Damian Lillard. I think Damian Lillard as a fourth option point guard is like can play the same role as kind of Mike Conley a couple years ago on the Wolves. Um, like a guy like that because you have an elite, one of the greatest shooters of all time running your offense, guy who can play make, guy who can draw defenses with gravity. Yes, you're taking a step back on defense, but I think he's better, especially on a contending team, than other options as a fourth option. Obviously, there's better point guards, but this is our fourth option. So that's where I stand on it.
I feel like it would just also risk them getting like a solid big though. I don't think Boston necessarily needs like a superstar big. Like I don't know, hypothetically, if they wanted to like trade for like Cat or like AD or something, I don't necessarily think they need that. But Damian Lillard is just a little bit too expensive for my liking at that age. Also deciding on the scenario, I think you're definitely right. He could play like a pretty solid role there, and they don't have to rely on him too much, like past teams he's been on, like Portland. But I don't know. Like he definitely wouldn't be like a long term Celtic either, considering age and price.
So, in terms of price, this is my fault because I should have established this. The way this works is Damian Lillard is getting paid by the Bucks no matter what, due to the contract extending that they did. Not in the signing sense, but in the like, hey, we're gonna waive you and then pay you. So if he were to sign to the Celtics, he could sign for a minimum, a veteran's minimum, and it will come out like the Celtics will pay him the minimum, and that money will come from the Celtics, but the rest of it still comes from the Bucks. So he'll be getting paid by two teams is how that would work. So realistically, we could sign him for a minimum and he still gets paid all that money because he's obligated to it by the Bucks.
Or if he was smart, he'd sign a full contract somewhere else and just get two insane bags at the same time. Screw a ring. Forget a
I
ring
don't,
at that point.
I
Two
don't think he could do that,
contracts?
but that would be sick. That would be sick. I don't
I
think he
think
can though.
like what do you mean?
Like that contract the Bucks have is his contract. I don't think you could pay him more. You could pay out of that contract, but you can't pay him more money or less money. Like that's what he's signed.
Definitely makes sense. Might need a little bit more than a minimum, but I see the logic.
Yeah, just I mean, it would be strictly off like an ego thing. It wouldn't even be a money thing because he's going to get paid the same. But like, would Damian Lillard sign a minimum, even if he gets the money from the Bucks? I don't really know.
Do you guys
It is
think there's
funny though.
do you guys think there's a chance he retires?
I think he might have one or two more left in him. I don't think he'll retire yet.
Personality wise, he strikes me as a guy who wouldn't do that. Uh, I would say for sure no.
I'd say for money reasons, definitely no.
Because I was looking it up when Kobe tore his Achilles. It was at 34 years old, and he's at 30, and he tore it when he was 34.
When did he retire? He retired at what, 36?
Kobe?
Yeah.
Yes, he retired at 36.
Huh.
That was
I don't really
2016.
I don't really think it's the same thing, honestly. Because Kobe also had 5 chips and kind of stayed with one franchise and was one of the greatest ever. So it's like, what really more do I have to prove here? Lillard doesn't have a
Ooh,
chip, which I think is the difference.
Yeah, but
Kobe at the
I
end of
mean,
his career was also kind of cheeks too.
And the team was cheeks. That's the key. The team sucked too.
Yeah, not that the Bucks were stellar, but
That's true.
or any other team that he might go to. But he has a thing or two left to prove. Top 75 and rookie of the year aren't really going to cut it for his legacy.
I'm just thinking like Gary Payton on the Heat type of vibe with him. Like why can't he be that guy?
the Miami Heat are looking for them, so he could be that guy.
And he could almost exactly be that guy, just complete opposite play style.
Do you guys
Andrew
think his?
Wiggins, go ahead.
I would. I was just gonna ask. Do you guys think that? I'm like nervous now. Jesus, I'm like nervous to ask the question. Do you guys think that Damian Lillard's best chance is like now gone from like when he was playing with Giannis, or do you think like if Tatum comes back, if they hold him, he's got one more in him?
Feel like we're approaching this convo as if Damian Lillard is on the Celtics right now. There's like other teams he could definitely go to. Will he even go to a team this year? It's possible he doesn't. Either way, he's making like $20 million, whether he plays ball or not, which is so wild. But I don't know. Had that situation in Milwaukee been done correctly and they know how to play together, that'd have been pretty goddamn dominant compared to the Celtics. The Celtics would be great too, but he definitely would not have like a main type of role. Which, if you even want to throw him in there, I don't even know. But
Yeah, I mean, the Bucks pretty much took every wrong step. Roster construction, coaching, like I think everything went wrong. Injuries, of
yeah,
course, which aren't their fault, but those that went wrong too. I do think if he signed to the Celtics and Tatum comes back as like even 80% of himself, I think that's a better situation still than at least the Bucks last season. That was just I don't think any of us believed in them. I actually went back and watched our episode, and I think we
No,
all said they're frauds.
I think
I'm pretty sure we all picked the Pacers to beat them in the playoffs too.
yeah. I
First round, I was like, this team sucks. They're very bad.
I I
they were
actually
just
think I picked the
trying.
Bucks. I might have picked the Pacers on the pod. I
You
might have
did.
been swayed, but I think in my heart I had the Bucks winning. Truthfully,
I think
I was the biggest Pacers hater.
now that you say that, I think you were the only one who did pick the Bucks. Daniel might have picked the Bucks too. but I'm not sure.
I might have just because of the whole Giannis and Damian Lillard
But
names.
dude, they were like just trying stuff last season. The Kyle Kuzma trade.
Yeah, they're pretty
The
bad. If
thing
the Bucks
is,
want to be,
go ahead.
I was gonna say, if the Bucks want to be at all competitive next year, Giannis is gonna have to average like a 50-point quadruple double because the team now sucks. They're
Their
bad.
offseason was so funny. It was like re-sign, and we've talked on the pod about this before, but it's like re-sign Gary Trent, re-sign Ryan Rollins, re-sign Kyle or not Kyle Kuzma, re-sign or sign Gary Harris, re-sign Jericho Sims. It's like this is not a good offseason. Like these are not the guys. Like we already know these are not the guys. And then it's like resign, 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 and plus Miles Turner, and plus lose Dame. It's like, bro, what are we? What is going on in Milwaukee, man? I don't know. I really don't know. Final thoughts on Damian Lillard on the Celtics. I think they're a championship team if they come back. If he does that, and they sign a like big and a backup forward or something.
Think with Tatum back, they're a championship team regardless. But it'd be fun to see Dame over there. Maybe squeeze out a ring.
I think Dame's best chances are behind him. And I do agree that once Tatum comes back, that's a championship team, but I don't think Damian Lillard contributes much to that.
I don't think the Celtics should go after him. I think it would just be a waste of money and time. It would be cool to see, but they don't need him.
Dang, they don't need him.
No.
I think it's more of a
Dang.
thing of they need other things before they need 36-year-old injured Damian Lillard.
I just see it as like an opportunity on the table, and you don't have to pay anything.
I mean, you're
Why
still
not?
paying a little bit. I mean, I
A
with the new
vet
CBA
minimum.
rules, and it doesn't matter. I mean, I would just not want to waste the time and find out what that would be like. At that point, you're buying for the name because that's Damian Lillard, and we know what he can be, and I just don't think he can get back to that same level.
Was he an all-star last season?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I know he was 2 years ago. I can't remember if he was last season. Or was he injured a lot this year? That might have been the thing that kept him out.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Oh, he
Like,
what? I
He
think
was an
he
all-star. Yeah, he was an
yeah, like
where
all-star
I don't
last 3 years in a row.
like he could come back and even I mean, if he was an all-star, like 70% of himself is still an extremely solid backup point guard or starting point guard. That's still better than like at least 18 other teams. But yeah, that was Damian Lillard on the Celtics. I doubt they do it, but it's fun to talk about. All right, let's talk about Devin Booker extension. Devin Booker just signed the biggest NBA contract of all time. 2 year, 145 million, fellas. Let's just ask the question here. Does he deserve it? Does Devin Booker deserve it?
I mean, I don't think any of the contracts people have been handed the past couple of years have been deserved. Took them to the finals. They've team has been solid the past couple of years. Pretty garbage the last two with that whole KD run. I mean, he's been there for 10 years. He's 100% going to be a Phoenix lifer, considering he's going to be like 33 when the contract ends with this new extension. I guess if they're going to pay anybody, I suppose it's him.
I mean, I wouldn't say like Kevin said, I wouldn't say like people deserve it, but I mean he's definitely earned it and put the time in Phoenix. And they really have I mean, I really don't know what direction they're going in right now. And I think paying Devin Booker, keeping a guy like that on the team, locking him up is a good move for them. Um, we're just gonna have to see what kind of team they build around him in the coming years.
Yeah, I always think that this conversation is hard to have because I remember the Austin Reeves one where Austin Reeves got paid like what now seems in retrospect like a decent amount for Austin Reeves, but when that contract first came out, I was like, is it like well deserved? Um, I mean, Book has been the core of that team for so many years, and he doesn't have a lot to show for it. But I think if anything, this payment is putting more pressure on him. Like now more than ever, he kind of has to prove something. Because if this contract ends and he's still in the same boat that he is in now, I would think that Phoenix would want to move away, and he wouldn't end his career there. But we'll see.
So another thing too was this wasn't like the highest contract in NBA history. This was the highest annual extension salary in NBA history because he's gonna get $72.5 million a year, which passed SGA getting $71.25 million a year, and that's crazy to get $72.5 million a year playing basketball, and this contract doesn't kick in until 2028.
Wait,
But
so it's not the most expensive contract ever? Isn't that the most anyone's made in a season?
It's going to be like the highest annual that someone's made
Okay,
in a
okay.
season.
so made in a season, yes.
Okay, made in a season, yes.
Yeah.
Got you,
But
got you.
Shea's contract just now was the biggest ever
Yeah.
in the
I
NBA.
guess I guess I should have clarified. Yeah. Good
So,
point.
well, it's about just under $1 million a game. Think about it like that. It's pretty freaking
I
crazy.
wonder
But
what did he average points wise? Does anybody have his stats up? We can go by
Yeah.
like what each bucket what each bucket is worth from Damian Lillard. But keep going, Kev. Sorry.
He
that's pretty much it. I was gonna say you see the memes of like how much they make a second and like how much they make a minute. And to answer the other question, I believe he made did about 25 a game last year, give or take.
yeah, 25.6.
Okay. So if we do hold on, let me math here. Let me math here. Because this is gonna be a fun exercise, I think. So he makes what was it, 72 million in one season?
72 and a half.
Okay, 72 5 0 0 0 0 0. Okay, and let's assume he plays 82 games. So this is going to be 884,000 a game. Okay, so he 25 points. That's about let's round up to 26. That's 13 baskets, give or take. I know there's threes, but we're just gonna do twos. So 13 baskets a game. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Did I do that right? So he's gonna make 68,000 a bucket. Is that right? $68,000 every basket.
That makes sense.
Double check.
I might have messed that up. Okay, I did
This is why
72
we went to
million.
college.
72 million divided by 82 games.
Yeah,
That's
you
how much
got
he
it.
makes a
You got it.
game divided by
68K a bucket.
13 buckets a game. Okay, yeah.
You got it.
68K every basket. They should add that to 2K. That would be cool. Like if you're my player and you're my career, every time you like get a basket, there's like a little cash icon over it that shows you how much that was worth. That'd be funny.
DC.
You're giving them boys that sit in their crib and play 2K all day one more
This free
reason to
game.
stay on. Yeah.
Yeah, this free game right here. Yeah, one more reason to stay on. There was a 2K where when you make a basket, it'll show the crowd and it'll show how much your fans increase, if any of you guys are familiar. I don't remember
Yeah.
which 2K it
Yeah.
was. It's
Yeah.
one
They
of
I
the
mean,
recent ones.
they
they
still
could
do it.
definitely yeah, they could definitely do it too cuz like when you make a green like shot, they have like so many stupid animations. Like there's one of like a bow and arrow above you that like shoots into the moon and stuff. Like it would be so easy for them to show that number. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
But that's what were we talking about?
Yeah, I took us off track. I'm sorry. We
No,
were
you're
talking about
good.
Devin Booker's
Gonna say.
money.
Yeah.
And kind of on topic of him now being there for the next 5 years, their direction's super unclear. I mean, they have him, they have Brad Beal, drafted two centers in the draft. Like, I don't know. Phoenix is cooked. It's hot as heck over there. They have no grass. Physically can't grow.
No basements.
The sun's too hot in Brooklyn. Or Phoenix. Oh God. I was gonna say, did I mess that up? That didn't sound correct.
Bro, always thinking about Nick Claxton in the back of his mind. I swear, bro.
What's funny is no one said anything until I said, "I mean Phoenix." You guys didn't even catch it.
I mean, I
Bro, you
caught
tuned
it.
out.
You guys sat there and said, "Oh, Brooklyn is pretty hot."
That's a good point. We didn't say anything. Um, Honestly, fellas, I got nothing. I don't have too much to say about this. I like that one of you guys said he's going to be a Phoenix for lifer. I agree. Um, and I think that's pretty much why he's earned it. Uh, at this point in time, it's unclear what Phoenix is doing. They just got Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks. Half their team is like young, and then there's still like Bradley Beal and like some older guys on the roster. I don't. The roster is not great. They also keep signing all of Charlotte's centers. Shout out Nick Richards. Shout out Mark Williams. Let's see if they can go and get Diabato or whatever his name is next. And yeah, that's all I got.
Jalen Green commented something about him and Devin Booker being like what he thinks about that Devin Booker or that backcourt. Jesus Christ. And he said that it's going to be a deadly backcourt for scoring. What do you guys think about that?
Is it a night Jalen Green's going to give me 46 or 4.6?
No telling.
That's funny. So we can assume that Beal's going to come off the bench still then, if that's what he said.
Or he said no, that was it.
Beal should go to Milwaukee. He'll fit right in.
He said me and him are going to be a deadly scoring duo. That's what it was.
Shout out Devin Jenner.
I mean, I guess I can't really like. I don't think anyone's really doubting that, but like it's all the other stuff that we're kind of thinking about. What about everything else? That's my opinion on it.
Another thing too is like I saw someone talk about it with just like for like the fans and stuff and keeping NBA players like on a single team like with the new CBA rules it kind of makes it tough because you get a guy that you drafted and then there it comes to a point where he becomes almost too expensive to where his contract's a bad contract. Do you guys see this Devin Booker contract becoming a bad contract to the point where they can't really pay anybody else on the team and sign anybody that would be able to help them contend?
We already know they can contend with D Book because, not to be a smart mouth, but they have. My thing is when it comes time to pay Jalen Green, one, are they going to do it? Two, be careful because that's going to limit everything else. And I don't think you're going to win a championship with D Book and Jalen Green as your two guys. Actually, I'll even go a step further and say I know it won't happen.
If it ain't gonna happen with Shea, it ain't gonna happen with Booker. That's my opinion. If the Thunder are still all together, it's possible to build a good roster. That's kind of, well, assuming they're the same roster in 2 years, which I think they will be roughly. So,
Yeah, that was, I mean, not to give like I don't want to say obvious answer, but if the league is just going to be increasing the amount that they're giving their number one guys on the team, I figure that each team will be able to handle it. Like Miles said with the Thunder, if Shea can get paid that much, then I'm sure they'll make room for other players on the Suns.
all right, let's talk about something we actually care about here. Shout out Devin Booker, but it's not that big of a deal. LeBron. So we're talking about LeBron trade rumors. Who would have thought? A couple weeks ago, we talked about how the Lakers are favoring Luka Doncic over LeBron James, which makes sense, but it is LeBron James. He does have a bit of an ego. We know this. Um, but yeah, so what LeBron's it was Rich Paul. Yeah. What did he say, fellas? What did he say? Do you guys know the exact quote of what he said when he put pressure on the front office?
I can't remember that. I know
I
what
don't
you're
know
talking
exactly
about.
I don't know exactly what he
It
said.
was
I think it
some,
might have been
yeah,
something along the lines of like make moves or like we'll request a trade. But a lot of people are like, yeah, right. Like they kind of
yeah,
they like really like called his bluff, and it was at the time. But now teams are actively reaching out. But again, like I still think it was just Rich Paul bluffing, like just for the sake of like getting LeBron another ring.
yeah.
I don't think
So
it's possible to trade LeBron James, and I don't know if the NBA would allow the Lakers to trade him
yeah,
because a LeBron retirement tour out of LA is going to make more money than a LeBron retirement tour out of Cleveland, probably, or anywhere
yeah.
else.
I
So
I just
I
want to
wasn't
say I
done.
do have the
I
quote.
wasn't done. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead. Yeah, I'll
The
finish
quote from
after.
Rich Paul, the quote from Rich Paul was, "He wants to make every season he has left count, and the Lakers understand that, are supportive, and want what's best for him." Man, that was a pain to read grammatically, but
So yeah, basically in a nutshell, Rich Paul put uh he responded and put a little pressure on the front office when it was clear they were going in the direction of Luca, and we do know LeBron is 41, I believe now. He's 41, yeah. He's 41. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm.
And for the Lakers to stall and delay the big offseason rebuild for one more offseason, when you're 41 years old, you only have so much time left. So the Lakers were like, all right, you're going to value Luca over me. You're not going to build the team. Uh, Screw it. We might get traded. That's pretty much how the conversation went. So now there's teams actively reaching out to the Lakers. That was my really drawn out, really bad recap of what we talked about 2 episodes ago. If you're interested, go check that out. The teams are Cavs, Mavs, Warriors, and Clippers. Let's start with the Cavs. How does this even happen? Does anybody know how this is possible? I think you would have to give up pieces no matter what that you
Mobley's in
that
there.
you should keep. I don't think it's actually realistic.
I think the Lakers are going to be all over Jared Allen.
Mobley's definitely in that trade. Jared Allen. I say Mobley. Say if
Well,
there's
that's
anyone in that trade, it's Mobley, 100%.
I feel like they're thirsty
For
for
the sake of
centers.
just like his potential, because he has so much potential. I don't even know. Yeah, like other than Mobley, I don't really know how else it can happen. Like, are they gonna die to get Donovan Mitchell? No. Like either Darius Garland, not really, unless they toss like I don't know DeAndre Hunter in there too, like Mobley, Hunter, and whatever the heck you can possibly create. I don't see it. I don't think LeBron wants to spend the twilight years of his career in Cleveland either. So I call bluff on this one.
I think we joked around and said that like Lonzo will get traded back to the Lakers. Um, but yeah, I mean, off camera, I think I had said the script writes itself. You know, LeBron retires in Cleveland. He gets to actually have a good chance at winning a chip in an East that has multiple contenders injured and not looking like themselves. Um, so it would be good. It would be a good opportunity to me for him to capitalize on this. And I would almost raise the question, does he have a better chance at winning a chip in Cleveland or in LA? I would think Cleveland, but also with the changes that would have to come for that squad, it might change things up. Um, but even me who said that, jokingly off camera after we recorded the pod, now that it's like, there's actual teams involved in the discussion, it seems even more unlikely just because Bronny's still in LA. His family has, it seems like, has kind of settled there. Yeah, I don't think it's likely anymore as much as I said it was.
I actually do like the Jared Allen take. If I were Cleveland's front office, and fellas, I'm not a GM, not a general manager, so I only know what I know. I would think that Mobley would be untouchable. I think that's the one guy on the roster that you do not trade no matter what. But we know the Lakers need a center. I don't know if they're still rolling with Jackson Hayes. They did sign Ayton, so maybe not. But Getting Jared Allen could be an absolute game changer for LA, especially with Luca there, assuming LeBron would get traded to Cleveland. I would think the deal would look something like Jared Allen and Garland, and maybe that's it. And then like LeBron, throw Bronny in there, like a pick or something. I really don't know what a deal like that looks like, but I know that Cleveland has danced around with the idea of getting rid of Garland. They're not completely sold on him. Um, so I could see that happening, and then of course LeBron retires and all that money opens up again. I think Jared Allen would be the big loss in that deal, though, because that's a piece that you would like to keep long term. The city loves him. He matches the play style, plays right alongside Mobley, one of the greatest defensive front courts ever. We could see ever, maybe, depending on how these next couple years go, if they're still playing together. But um, it's not worth it. I don't think it's worth it at all, truthfully.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah.
any team trading for LeBron is really worth it. I mean, at that point, you're just
Hold on. We got to make content. We got to make content. Say one of them is intriguing. No, I'm kidding. Keep going.
uh, I just think you're ultimately just doing it for the farewell season and what those ticket prices will be bringing in. Um, I really don't know why you would just trade for him for maybe a season or two, but I mean, hey,
Yeah.
people will do it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really see it. I don't think anyone really wants to see it, his like final season being in Cleveland, trying to win a chip with Frank Ocean.
So, we're well, I'm not necessarily, but are you guys all in consensus
Oh,
that what?
I just saw this. Cleveland is only interested in LeBron James buyout situation. Um, so they would only pursue him for a buyout. I'm trying to find this Lakers thing that I saw before I talk about anything else, but you guys can go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if you guys are basically on the same page that LeBron is no longer competitive in the ring of contenders, because we know that he's still good and we know that he's still LeBron, but like he's done everything that like it sounds like you guys are saying there's no talk of like him competing for a ring wherever he goes. This is purely like retirement situation.
No, he's competing. That's in fact the whole reason why he would get traded is to have a final run.
Fair enough.
And it's a consensus. It's not. It's a. Oh my goodness. It's a consensus that it is not possible in Cleveland. What about the other team in LA? They were on the list.
The big clips. I mean, Daniel on our bingo card said they'll miss the playoffs no matter what. So that would hurt our chances if LeBron somehow got traded there. That would hurt our chances a bit at getting that slot. So
It's
Good
like
thing
I
it's
don't
not
know.
I
happening.
thought Cleveland had nothing to give up. What are the Clippers going to give up to get LeBron? Everyone's old.
Yeah.
There's Harden, there's Kawhi, Brooke Lopez, Norman Powell's not there. The young pieces are like Chris Dunn, Amir
Bogdan
Coffee.
Bogdanovich.
You guys are forgetting Derek Jones Jr. and Luca have played together. They are familiar with each other's games. He would have to be in the deal somehow. But I'd probably say it'd have to be like Zubats, like something like that. I'm not sure if the Clippers are fully sold on Zubats. Does anybody know how old he is?
I think he's
Uh
26.
He was on the same
oh,
summer league team with Lonzo and Kuzma.
okay. Yeah, so
He's
he's a young guy.
28.
Never mind. Yeah, they'll probably stick with him then. Sorry,
Yeah. Plus they
maybe
already
that's a
had
fever
Zubats.
dream. Yeah. Yeah, that's actually I'm gonna pull up some trade scenarios, fellas. If you could fill some time here, I'll pull up something that might work.
For the simple fact that this trade could not happen to Clippers because
I
there's
think
nothing they can give up. I have nothing to say.
I think another thing that people like I think this is just like a big overreaction as well. I think it's in like no it goes without saying that yeah, LeBron obviously wants to compete for a title and that he wants to go somewhere where he has the best chance of winning because he's on his years that years out of the league. Like he's about to retire in the next 1 or 2 seasons. And yeah, that goes without saying, but I think he's going to stay on the Lakers at the end of the day. I mean, it's fun to play around with these scenarios and stuff. But I mean, he was they were obviously putting pressure on the front office just because, just so they can get at least a better chance than they did last year. I think what they finished fourth with the roster they had.
Third
Third.
and first round exits.
Yeah.
There's a good chance that like Lakers front office is like, you're still here. Like they're as surprised as anyone that LeBron has decided that he's still wants to play basketball.
Yeah, I got nothing, fellas. I got nothing. Not gonna
With
lie.
with LA, it's not possible. It's literally
Oh,
not
wait,
possible.
wait. Hold on, I do have one. I'm sorry. Okay. Here it is, fellas. The Clippers receive LeBron James and Bronny James. The Lakers receive John Collins, Bogdan Bogdanovic, Derek Jones Jr., 2030 unprotected first round pick, 2031 first round pick swap. That is insane. For LeBron James, all of that for LeBron James.
Especially
And
like
Bronny.
Luca, Collins, Ayton.
And Bronny. You
Like
remember
Luca would have two good bigs. Who else did you say? John Collins, Bogdanovich,
And Derek
Bogdanovich
Jones.
and Derek Jones Jr.
DJJ. That's actually pretty good. LA would absolutely never do that, but
Which
if I
LA?
was the Clippers would never do that trade. But if
Yeah.
I was the Lakers, I would definitely pitch that if I were them because that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I think that's
Go
way
ahead, Vic.
too good of a deal for the Lakers to like pass up or even get offered for LeBron. But I
Yeah.
mean, you do
This
have
was
to match the
on
salary.
this came from CBS this morning. CBS Sports did their live show this morning, and that's where that trade came from.
Shout out
Let's talk about
PBS.
Warriors. Did you say PBS?
Yeah,
CBS.
I know.
But I guess shout out PBS. That's facts. All right, let's talk Warriors. Uh, LeBron and Curry for the first time. Here's what a trade would look like. Warriors receive LeBron James, Bronny James. Lakers receive Jimmy Butler, 2028 unprotected first round pick. I kind of like that. Really. I kind of like that.
I do not want LeBron to go to Golden State. Just for the simple fact that's what everyone wants. Everyone wants to see those two idiots team up. Like it'd just be so stupid.
Especially
And,
Daniel. Look at him.
and they wouldn't win a thing.
Look at him, dude. He's frothing at the mouth.
You
Because
guys don't think
like,
they can win?
well, not just
No.
that, but like, how can you not want to see two of the greatest, most influential, like NBA players to ever exist share the court together at the same time? Everyone
We
loved it
d-
in the Olympics.
or
Because okay, that's different. That's like special. They're representing Team USA. We saw these guys battle each other for years in the finals. That was more fun than those two playing at each other at 41 and 38 years old would be. Get your head out of the arse.
but
It
what if
doesn't
they
make any
win?
sense. They
But what if
wouldn't.
they win it all?
They wouldn't.
This
It'd be
this one I think
you're
makes me
telling
the
me.
most excited out of all of them.
So it's Steph, Bron, Draymond, Trace Jackson Davis, and Moses Moody.
Odds.
Don't forget Pods.
I
Don't forget
forgot him.
Pods.
I
And Gary
didn't.
Payton Jr. is
Yeah,
on the squad. Quentin Post
garbage.
is on the
Kuminga.
squad.
Even worse.
Kaminga.
Getting colder.
And if he
This
can do
team
it with the
sucks.
2018 Cavs, if he can do it with the 2018 Cavs, he can do it with anyone. I'll stand
That
by
was
that.
different. That was the
I think they
greatest.
could.
That was the greatest ball player we've ever seen. He's not that anymore.
That is
That
a
was
fair point.
that was Lathanos. We don't have that version of LeBron anymore. We don't have that.
I think they could still hold on to Jimmy too.
No, they couldn't
No, dude.
because of the trade he just said included him.
Yeah. No, I got that. That I understood that. I was just saying like I don't know. It really doesn't make sense to me either what the Warriors are doing because I know that they have floated interest in like Giannis and like head to head getting Giannis versus like LeBron, those aren't to me like comparable. I mean like one
Which would
one
be
is
better?
Giannis. He's
Giannis.
Okay.
younger, he's more athletic. Like yeah, like obvious. That's what I'm saying. Like it's it's just odd to me that that's where they went. They were like, "Oh, we can't get Giannis, let's get 40-year-old LeBron."
Dude, they've
That's a
been
good
eyeing
point.
LeBron for like a long time though. Like this isn't something that's been new.
Oh,
Eh,
dude, and that's what the NBA groupies want. They want it so bad. So bad. I'm like, don't let this happen.
I was wondering how you were talking, and it's because your mic's right here. That's funny.
I'm screaming. It's on my table.
Is it even worth talking about the Mavericks? I feel like they're the sneakiest team
For
in the entire league right now.
yeah.
for the simple fact that if they traded for LeBron, it'd be the funniest thing ever.
Yeah.
But I don't think so.
If they trade for LeBron, I saw someone say like they're gonna have to put Nico Harris in the Hall of Fame.
They're giving him a statue outside the
Yeah.
stadium. They went from screw this guy, we want him dead to oh my God, we should have trusted him. But
Ty
that'd be cool for this because of how hilarious it would be, first of all, because their history, but also re-teaming up with Kyrie. He's got the next generation next to him in Cooper Flag. He might be
Well,
involved in
and
that
Anthony
trade.
Yeah,
Davis.
I was gonna say AD too.
Who cares? We already seen that.
But we get to
They
see
won a
that with
chip.
Kyrie and a unicorn. I don't know what to
And
call
PJ
Cooper Flag.
Washington. No, that'd be sick. I mean, Dallas would be in reality awesome. Clay's there. Forget how could we forget Clay?
They would probably give up Clay in the
Even though he
deal, I
probably
would
won't be in the
Yeah,
league.
imagine.
he'd probably get traded,
It
honestly.
would probably be him, Lively, Gafford.
My
Lively for
thing,
sure.
yeah. And then Luca gets his centers back in LA. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
actually we should have sat on this a little more actually.
Luca gets
My
Lively
thing
back.
Ooh.
my thing is LeBron has a no trade clause, and I'm assuming if they proposed him to go to the Mavs, he would instantly decline it just because of the Nico thing. I would assume it's he's not playing for someone like that.
I
That's all I
Oh,
got.
there's part of me that also thinks like LeBron wants to stay in LA to actually help Luka Doncic in his career and guide him and be a
so
mentor.
LeBron definitely does not want to leave LA. That's why all of the teams called Rich Paul's bluff when he made that statement. They're all like, "Yeah, okay, sure, sure he is."
Does Luca need guidance?
Yeah,
He did say, I don't know if it was on the Mind the Game pod because I did watch that episode or if it was like a news article or something, but I do remember seeing Lucas say that he didn't realize how hard he needed to work out or something, or he's realizing that like he's doing like what he's doing now is a lot harder than what he was doing. It was something along
Nico
I
those
think
Harrison
lines.
core. That's crazy. That
I
means Nico
think
Harrison was right.
I think Luka Doncic could definitely use some guidance. I mean, the guy plays basketball every day, 6'8", and he's still overweight. Someone needs to
He's
someone
ripped.
needs to get in the rear a little bit on that guy.
He's ripped now.
Yeah, he's ripped every summer.
It's
James
like Ben
Harden's fat
Simmons
every
shooting.
year. Luka's skinny every year. The Warriors
Ben
are back.
Ben Simmons can
The Knicks
shoot.
are here. It's the same thing. Come in September, we're gonna say the same stuff.
Dude, it's so accurate.
It's Luka's skinny again. Harden's fat again. There's like 6 things that cycle every single summer.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
All right, Daniel. We've been going pretty long here. Let's finish it out with your odd man out. Hit us with it.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
Explain the game first too for the people watching.
All
I don't
right.
think they.
So I'm gonna give these fellas a list of 4 players, and they're gonna have to guess the odd man out. Does
Bro,
that work?
definitely practice that.
No, I didn't. Honestly,
Here,
That was pretty
vibes.
flawless.
Yeah, but
He's moving his hands
vibes are
too.
good. That's why. So
he's
like,
looking in
I
the
felt like
mirror.
I could go right into it. Um. All right. Start you guys out with something nice and simple. Tyrese Maxey, Paulo Banchero, Jalen Green, Cade Cunningham.
Oh, that's tough.
Do you want me to list the players
Maxi.
in the chat or anything?
Yeah, drop them in the Zoom chat just so we could see. So you said Maxi, Paulo.
Jalen Green and Cade
Green.
Cunningham.
Was that okay? So wait, Jalen Green, Maxi, Paulo, were they all in the same draft class?
I'll say all of
I'll
them
say
were top.
Cade's.
All
Go
of them
ahead.
were top two picks except Maxi.
I'll say Cade Cunningham's the odd man out just because of how he pasted it in the chat. Why does it have 2 bullet points? Wait, look at his face.
Oh my God, is that it?
Yeah, well, I did say that I think Cade Cunningham is the one who wasn't in the same draft class as them. Is that correct?
So I'll say you guys are correct, but Kevin was more correct than everyone
Wait,
because
what?
Cade Cunningham is the only one that was outside of a lottery pick. Or sorry,
What?
wait. No,
Cade
sorry,
Cunningham
sorry,
was the
sorry, sorry, sorry,
first
sorry,
pick.
sorry, 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 sorry.
Paulo was the first pick
Yeah.
too.
Who's right?
No.
No,
Sorry.
fellas, give him some grace. Give him some grace. Go ahead,
All
Daniel.
right. So now I don't know how to say it. What we
Well, I mean, are we right or at
Who's the odd
all
man
or
out?
no?
That's what I
the
want you to
okay, sorry.
say.
The odd man out was actually Tyrese Maxey. Everyone else was a lottery pick, one or two.
Ah,
Anyone's allowed to pick up to 14. What I said was correct.
Well, because you said like either one or two, and you were right. Cade Cunningham was one, Jalen Green I think was two, and Paulo was one. So you were right, but you were yeah.
okay. Good job, Kevin. It was a little bit of a roller coaster, but we got there.
We sure?
We
All
got
right.
there. All right. We could have gotten that one if I didn't start getting caught up on the formatting of the pasted options in the chat. We probably if I listened and didn't start laughing, Kevin, I probably would have went with what you said. I'm sorry.
I got scared too because I was like, wait, is it? I thought it did give it away, but it didn't. Okay.
Somebody clip Daniel saying Cade wasn't a lottery pick, despite being the first pick. All right, go ahead, Daniel. Round two. Let's do it.
All right. This is odd man out, round two. Gotta find the list of players again. All right, there it is. Anthony Davis, Darius Garland, De'Aaron Fox, and Mikal Bridges.
Wow. Was Mikal Bridges ever an all-star?
No,
He didn't get it that year in Brooklyn.
never.
No.
Okay. AD just seems like the wrong answer, but I gotta think it through why. Huh. Anthony Davis, Darius Garland, De'Aaron Fox, Mikal Bridges. Feel free to say anything, fellas.
I was gonna say something along with the lines with college, but I know Fox was an AD work Kentucky,
That's actually not a bad thought.
but Darius Garland was Vanderbilt and Mikal
Vanderbilt,
Bridges
Bridges,
was
Villanova.
Villanova. But Bridges
Uh,
won a championship in college. So did AD, right? Or am I tripping?
Yes. No, Wisconsin beat them, right?
no, AD did win back in like
Okay.
2010,
All right,
11.
I'm tripping.
You're thinking of Cats,
Yeah. Yeah.
Did
Wildcats.
did Fox win one?
No, Fox did not win. Mm,
Three of them are guards, and Anthony Davis is a big. Ah,
Could be it.
I'm gonna assume this isn't another draft thing. I really hope it isn't.
What number is De'Aaron Fox?
5.
5. Does anybody know Darius Garland's number?
10.
Never mind.
None of them got traded on draft night, right?
No. No, actually, Bridges did.
Yeah.
I think Bridges was the only one because he was
That
drafted
seems
by
like, yeah,
who was he
that seems
drafted?
too cruel of Daniel to make that the reason. There's
I mean,
no
you
way,
got
right?
him.
Daniel, is that the reason? Just straight up tell me yes or no. That
That
can't
is a
be.
very cruel one. That was one of the ideas that I had. It's not what this is.
Yeah, it would be like if three of them were traded on draft night and one wasn't, that would make sense. But if only one of them was, I feel like that's too cruel.
I would almost say the one that's more cruel is the one where you have to guess who wasn't traded on draft night. Or
Well, it'd be very obvious, but
yeah,
we
yeah.
don't have to. Yeah. Um,
I can give you a hint.
Go ahead. Yeah. Give us a hint.
It's not this may be a bad hint, but Kevin would be the most likely to get this.
So it's probably college, or it's probably a Duke thing, or it's a Bulls thing. Well, I guess you're all Bulls fans. I'm assuming it's a college thing then, because you're our
Yeah.
college ball guy.
They all went to college. Was Darius Garland the only one that played at a college where the color wasn't freaking blue or something?
That thought passed through my mind. I'm like, there's no way Daniel did that, right?
Or or it could be like conferences, maybe.
We said no to national championships, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
two out
because
of them.
McCall and AD are the only ones that have one.
Is there anything about recruiting, like high school recruiting, like five stars or like anything like that? I
Uh,
know Fox and AD were up there. I don't know about McHale. I don't think Garland was.
I think Garland was. I don't think he was, but I was gonna say I think he was maybe like slept on.
Uh, I say we go Bridges for I don't know why. I'm just gonna put my vote in for Bridges.
Probably has to do with AD because Daniel doesn't like him.
I feel like I'll agree with Bridges for the sake that maybe they didn't play in the same conference in college. Because Kentucky is SEC, which takes Fox and Davis. Vanderbilt might be in the SEC. It sounds like they would be. But let's run
I
with
know
that. Bridges was the only one not in the SEC in college.
that's so whack if you did that, Daniel. We're gonna talk outside the pod. I'm pulling up to your crib if that's the reason.
well, the reason was incorrect, but you guys were right. That was the odd man out. Everyone except for Mikal Bridges is represented by Clutch Sports Group, Rich Paul.
Huh. That's I mean that's a good reason other than
Yeah.
the fact that we would never know that. But
I
yes.
thought I thought Kevin would have gotten that just because of like AD and De'Aaron Fox.
Why would
I
I
guess
have gotten that?
because I feel like you and I had talked about how like Rich Paul has a lot of like people under him that he uh
Putting putting making the reason Rich Paul and not putting LeBron on the list might be cruel.
yeah,
That
that
might
might
be
be.
cruel. I don't know
Like,
if you can associate anyone to Rich Paul before you associate LeBron. Like LeBron has to
like
be talked about before you talk about anyone else.
And we were
We talk
Dan,
about
talking
Rich
about
Paul.
like Rich Paul too, so like I thought maybe I don't know.
it's like Daniel's right. We have talked about this one time 3 years ago for like 5 minutes.
All right. Daniel, good job. So we got, or no,
Very
we
solid.
missed the first one. We got the
No, we got
second
the
one,
first one.
but for the wrong.
You
Did
guys,
we go with
no,
Tyrese?
yeah,
I know
you got the second one right, the first one wrong because you guys
Kevin
went Cade
got it.
Cunningham, I think.
but I think majority went Cade.
Mhm.
All right. GMLB family, we're going to wrap it up here. GMLB family, we thank you all for being here. We appreciate your time. If you want to view the full podcast, we're on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and YouTube. If you want to view our reels and interactive content from the podcast, we are on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, and YouTube Shorts. If you want to email the show, we do have our email, gmlbfans@gmail.com. We read all emails on the show. And yeah, that's all I got. With that being said, we're out of here. Peace.